And we begin with the weather. The weather threatening the eastern seaboard. NBC's Katie Beck is in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. NBC meteorologist Bill Cairns is tracking the system. Katie, first to you. What are you seeing there in South Carolina?
Well, Andrea, here in South Carolina, beachgoers and vacationers are trying to take in what's left of the good weather. It's not going to stick around for long. We expect conditions to drastically change here over the next few hours. This storm is expected to make landfall somewhere between North Carolina and South Carolina along that border this evening. And it is expected to strengthen before then into a hurricane and really potentially have some difficult conditions here through the night. The one thing that really is something to mention is that once this storm crosses land and starts to weaken, it will head into North Carolina, and the eastern side of that storm, which is really what are packing the difficult winds and conditions, will be overland, and that is going to cause a significant threat for tornadoes in North Carolina. The timing of that is also a little difficult. It's going to be overnight in the middle of the night, and that is the worst time to possibly manage a tornado threat, the most dangerous. So, of course, we're going to be expecting storm surge. We're expecting these waves and winds and rain to pick up here over the next couple of hours. But another indirect thing people probably aren't thinking about are those tornado warnings, which will be probably put into effect in North Carolina pretty soon, considering the path that this storm is now taking. People here, as I said, right now they're trying to enjoy what's left. The mild conditions right now, you know, there is a little bit of gustiness, but nothing that is too dramatic in terms of seeing what tropical storm force winds look like. We expect later this afternoon for all of that to change. Andrea?
And this is moving quickly. Thank you so much, Katie and Bill Cairns. You've been tracking the storm, of course, throughout the morning, throughout the weekend. What are you seeing right now? Which states are in the most danger?
Oh, good morning. Once again, as we head to the afternoon, we're now watching the storm accelerating up the East Coast. And every tropical system is different. And they all are unique, and they all have different types of problems. When this one is all said and done, I wouldn't be surprised if the worst impacts are in the Northeast, in New England, and I'll explain why in a second. So let's first get to the new update from the Hurricane Center. This was the 11 a.m. update, and they did have it just below hurricane strength once again. The pressure rose a little bit, but they still think in the next 12 hours it could jump back up to a Category 1 hurricane. The impacts in South Carolina, North Carolina, and up the East Coast won't matter. It's going to be the same if it's either a Category 1 or a strong tropical storm. And as I said, the weather's quickly going downhill. The heavy rain has now arrived in Charleston. Myrtle Beach, give it another 2 hours. And this is the amazing part. We now have 1,000 miles of tropical storm warnings that go from North Florida all the way to Boston. And when you add up the huge population centers on the East Coast, that's 116 million people. That's mind-boggling. I don't think I've ever seen a storm that's included that many people. That's 1 in every 3 Americans are going to be impacted by this storm. So the hurricane warning is from Georgetown to Myrtle Beach, so Wrightsville Beach area to Wilmington. That's the area that has the best chance of seeing wind damage in the strongest storm surge. That would be tonight. I'm roughly saying if we get a landfall, I'm not so sure we're going to have an eye to track, but the center of the storm will cross the coast sometime right around 10 p.m. this evening. And now if it's a little to the right of this line, more towards Wilmington, it may not be till about, say, midnight or 2 a.m. But that's roughly the window when we'll see the worst storm surge and the highest winds coming on shore. And then this is the interesting part. The storm doesn't weaken that much. I mean, the storm is going to be that Tuesday at 8 p.m. north of New York City in the Hudson Valley, still with 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's a region of the country that doesn't deal with winds like that often. All the leaves are on the trees. We're going to have a lot of rain at the same time. And I think we could get some significant tree damage, limbs down, and power outages, especially when we talk about the Poconos and the Catskills and some of the areas with higher elevations. And as far as the storm surge goes, the worst of it tonight, 3 to 5 feet. It's going to be a little after the high tide, so maybe that'll help, but the full moon definitely won't. And Andrea, if we don't get hit by a lot of the hard and heavy winds, we will see the rain. 54 million people under flash flood watches. We already have our first flash flood warnings in the mountains of North Carolina. So, Andrea, every storm is different, and we don't usually see many tropical systems going over the top of Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philly, and New York City. But that's what we'll be watching tomorrow afternoon.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.